What's going on, brothers? I hope you're all having a blessed and fantastic day today. So I recently got my first testimonial using Twitter, so I wanted to hop on camera and talk about how exactly I did that so you guys can get your first testimonial as well. Now, I'm going to be going over a 3-step process, and I guarantee that if you can follow this 3-step process, you're going to be able to get your first testimonial and maybe even more than that. So, step 1 in this process, in this framework, whatever you want to call it, is that you have to identify a problem that you can solve and then find somebody with that problem. So this is a pretty easy step to follow because the problem that you can solve is whatever service or whatever you're offering, essentially. If you do copywriting, you solve copywriting problems. If you're some type of coach, you solve coaching problems for whatever it is you're coaching about. And in my case, I designed funnels for personal brands, so I solve funnel building problems. Easy, right? Once you know what type of problem you solve, you then need to find somebody who has that problem, and that's pretty easy to do. You just, follow a bunch of accounts that are kind of in your niche on Twitter, and then naturally, as you're scrolling through your feed, you're gonna find different accounts that have the problem that you solve. In my case, I'm just scrolling through Twitter, click on a post, or rather I find a post, I thought, oh, this guy's pretty interesting, I want to network with him. So I click on his profile and I find that the link in his bio, or rather that he has a link in his bio. And normally, if you have a link in your bio, you're directing somebody to some sort of website, landing page, where you maybe collect their email, maybe you're giving out a lead magnet, maybe there's some type of calendar where they can book in a free call with you, something like that. But in this case, this dude just had a Google Doc, which was basically a makeshift sales page talking about what exactly he offered. And my initial thought was, why are you using a Google Doc when you could just have a website, right? And then I thought, oh wait, that's literally the problem that I solved. So then I was like, all right, let me go ahead and solve this problem, which leads me to step 2. Is that once you find the problem, once you find the person with that problem, you literally just want to go out and solve it for free. So that's what I did. I took all the information on his landing page on his Google Doc, and I put it into a landing page. If you're solving copywriting problems, maybe you write them some free copy, or maybe if you're coaching, maybe you give them some tips about whatever you're coaching about and just send it over to them for free of charge. And then once you do that, once you've actually solved the problem, that leads me to step 3, is that you send them the solution. Now, there's 3 outcomes that are going to happen when you send them the solution, and all 3 of them end up in your benefit. Outcome 1 is that if they like the solution that you sent, they're like, oh my goodness, this is so good, thank you so much, and congratulations, you have a testimonial and you have something that you can add to your portfolio. Outcome 2 is that they just, they ignore it, right? They never see it, whatever the case may be, they never come across whatever you sent to them. And that's also good because now you've gained some experience actually solving that problem, whether that be writing copy or coaching, or in my case, building out a landing page. Excuse me. Then scenario 3, outcome 3, is that they see your solution, they're like, oh my goodness, this is trash, you're terrible, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And while that might initially sound bad, it's actually good because now you've identified a gap in whatever skill it is you're trying to get better at, and now you know what you need to go and improve on because you literally got market feedback from your ideal client. Now you just gotta adapt that feedback, apply that feedback to yourself, learn from it, and then next time you do it, whatever you're doing is going to be a lot better. So luckily for me, the dude I sent the landing page to actually liked it, and he responded back. I've got the message right here. He said, hey man, you did really great work here, I really appreciate that. I was thinking to build one for myself due to laziness, or you can say lack of time, but I couldn't do it. What you did was really awesome, and I really appreciate it, thanks. So he liked it, and then he literally told me that I could use that as a testimonial, and that's how I got my first testimonial using Twitter. And if you follow that process, you can do the exact same. Now, just to confirm that this method actually works, I literally went and did it again today. So same scenario, I found an account on Twitter who's also a copywriter. Surprisingly, you find a lot of copywriters on Twitter, but anyway, she had a landing page, but it wasn't designed very well. I felt like it could use some improvements, so I literally took her landing page, vamped it up a little bit, made it a little bit better. And then I was like, hey, actually, let me just pull up the message. Let's see. I was like, hey, I took a look at your landing page and I thought I could use some improvements. So I whipped up a redesign for you. You can check it out here. Just let me know if you like it and I'll transfer it over. So boom, built this cool page, sent it over to her, and then went on about my day. And she responded, wow, damn, this one looks really amazing. How are you able to create such awesome things? And boom, now I've got 2 testimonials and 2 additions to my portfolio that I can use for future marketing purposes, future purposes for when I actually start charging for my service. So if, in conclusion, if you're trying to get your first testimonial on social media, this doesn't just work for Twitter. You can do it on Instagram or any other platform where you're able to message people. Essentially, understand what problems you solve. Find somebody who has that problem. Step 2, solve the problem for them. Step 3, send them the solution to that problem. It's a win-win-win scenario, and you just can't lose. Now you're balling. Now you've got lots of testimonials, lots of client results that you can use for future marketing purposes. So hopefully you all found some value in this video. Hopefully you learned something new, and hopefully you're motivated and you're inspired and you're ready to go out and start getting some testimonials for whatever business it is you're trying to run. That's all y'all getting out of me, so I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.